What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. Got a cool little topic to discuss with y'all today. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. What's up, kid? Yeah, come on in. We'll give them another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. How about that? All right. How about we begin? Now, I touched on this a little bit in my hip hop secrets video, but we about to go in depth with it in this video. We're going to talk about the Muses. Now, what is a muse? A muse is pretty much your internal forces of creativity and inspiration, realization, revelation. You see what I'm saying? That which gives you hope, that which gives you a spark. You see what I'm saying? That fire inside you, that creative fire inside you that urges you to continue to go forth and create. That's what a muse is. Your internal forces of creativity and inspiration. Right. So now, let us talk about the 9 muses. You see what I'm saying? There's 9 of them. I'm going to go over them one more time, just in case anybody missed them last time. You got Cleo. Now, the 9 muses are 9 goddesses in Greek mythology. And these 9 goddesses, you can go get images of them or put them on your altars or whatever. Represent the different aspects of creativity. You see what I'm saying? The 9 major forces of creativity. You see what I'm saying? You got Cleo, which is she governs the energies of history and the guitar. You see what I'm saying? You know, people who play the guitar, the energies that come from the music that comes from the guitar itself. You see what I'm saying? That particular instrument. Then you got Euterpe, music and instruments and composing. You know, music as a whole, everything. Euterpe governs this. Next, you got Talia, which is she governs comedy, geometry, architectural sciences, and agriculture. Let's see here. Next, you have Melpomene, which is she governs the energies of tragedy and rhetoric speech. Then you got Terpsichore, which is she governs the energies of dance, the heart, and education. You got next is Erato, which is she governs the energies of love, poetry, and marriage. And then you got Polymnia, which is she represents divine poetry. You know, your sacred teachings, your sacred texts. You see what I'm saying? Hymns and grammar. She also does mimic art as well, like the mimes. You see what I'm saying? The mimes energies and all the artistic works that's produced from that mime, and just your ability to imitate other art. You see what I'm saying? Also, cause it's mimicking. You see what I'm saying? Then you got Urania, which she deals with astronomy and astrology, knowing the stars and how they affect you. You see what I'm saying? Knowing those zodiacal energies and how they affect you. You see what I'm saying? The planets and everything. And then you got Calliope, which she deals with epic poetry. You know, your storytelling, rhetoric art, heroic poems, mythology, and novelty. You know, any book ever written, any mythology ever written, any heroic tales or short stories ever written, she governs. You see what I'm saying? She governs. And now, the Muses came to me earlier this morning to give y'all a message. So this is more of a channel lecture here. You know, and channel just mean download and upload. That's all it means. Information from the Akashic records, these archetypal forces inside of you, yada yada. You see what I'm saying? So it's inloading and outloading as well. See what I'm saying? So here we go. What's up, Kevin? So here we go. They say this: dear people of the world, it is time to start creating once more. Too long has the music been stagnated and locked down. The most popular things out right now are at least 40 years old. So that means everything that's out right now is middle aged. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Darren? Everything that's out right now that you know to be popular and beloved is at least middle age. Star Wars, middle age. Hip hop, middle age. All these movies, middle age. Because most of them came out 20, 30, 40 years ago. They're just making remakes for the most part. So most of the movies are middle aged. You see what I'm saying? So everything is old now. You see what I'm saying? So the contracts are dying. These Piscean energies are dying now. You see what I'm saying? They tired. They're exhausted. These old guys, these old frequencies are dying out now because their time is over. Which leaves a void. Now, new beings, new gods, the new gods and goddesses on the planet, i.e. me, you, and everybody else who on this path of self-freedom and self-wisdom, must now take up the torch to continue this work, which is why the death card is here. Death and rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Death and rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Death is transition from one thing or one state of being to another, or transitioning from one realm or one cycle to another. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Layla? So this is what you got going on here. So everything that we know of is old as hell. 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. Hip hop, 47 years old. Star Wars, goddamn 40 years old. 44 years. I think it's 42 or 43 years old. See what I'm saying? All these beloved things that we know of is old. And nobody has come along to create the next best thing. Because the Muses, the internal forces of creativity and inspiration have been stouted, have been stagnated, have been blocked. And now there's a call from these Muses, these 9 goddesses, who has now come out to say, hey, y'all gotta get to work. We need creative works. We need books. We need new books. We need new works of art. We need sculptures. We need new things to come from out of your soul to produce new works. You see what I'm saying? So they also continue on to say this is a sin era. This is a sin era in our eyes, of course, because they're the forces of creativity. It is time for Earthlings to do better, as we are sick of the lack of creativity and inspiration. So we warn you to go forth and create, lest you become the agents of your own destruction. Sincerely, the Muses. What's up, Pebbles? What's up, Antonio? Sincerely, the Muses. The Muses have literally wrote this message, this letter, and I'm going to go over it one more time just in case. Dear people of the world, it is time to start creating once more. Too long has the muse for internal forces of creativity and inspiration been stagnated and locked down. The most popular things out right now are at least 40 years old or more. This is a sin era in our eyes. It is time for Earthlings to do better, as we are sick at the lack of creativity and inspiration. So we warn you to go forth and create, lest you become the agents of your own destruction. Sincerely, the Muses. How do you become the agent of your own destruction? Stagnation leads to blockage. A blockage unattended to grows into trauma. Trauma unattended to begins to collapse onto itself and destroys itself. It begins to self-destruct itself from within. You see what I'm saying? So this what these Muses are coming to warn us about now. These 9 goddesses. You see what I'm saying? They coming to warn us of the situation, the dire situation we're in. We're on the precipice here. We can either choose to move forward, create, and do what needs to be done, and produce new works of art, creative works, poetry, everything. The so-called liberal arts can no longer be suppressed, lest we risk our own self-destruction. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It can no longer be. We can no longer afford it. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. We can no longer afford this, because the less we focus on creating from within ourselves, the more the archonic forces outside of us create for us. Like the Sister Lucid Living TV said, they're working on smart cities. Now they're working on smart cities because they're creating for us. We're not creating for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We're under the impression that they need to create for us. You see what I'm saying? They owe us that. No. We got to create for ourselves at this point. And we in dire situation. Not only just businesses. I know a lot of people boast of businesses. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But now we talking about creative works. That's what's not being talked about. I'm not hearing about people should be sculpturing. They should be painting. They should be creating new games and new forms of mythology. You see what I'm saying? Something that inspires the mind to go forth and create new things. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm not seeing it. I don't hear that for real. You see what I'm saying? I'm quite sure y'all don't hear that for real out here. And it's by design. Everybody wants the word to be rigid, because you can control rigidity. You can control logic, but you can't control creativity, because creativity is chaos, and chaos is melanin, and melanin is magic. You see what I'm saying? So you can't control that. That's what's going on here. So these Muses are warning us: get your shit together, Earthlings. They talking about all of us on this planet right now. Get your shit together. Y'all gotta start creating again. Why all these books and everything being created, we don't even hear about them but 1% of them. But why all these art? When the last time you seen, besides on Facebook, somebody's work of art, a new work of art? When the last time you even seen it? When the last time you seen an art convention? You see what I'm saying? It's underground now. All that is underground. That's why you don't hear about it for real. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear about none of this. You don't hear about these works. I got a homeboy right now, gifted. in artistic works. Man, the man did videos and everything, and he gets no love because nobody's interested in the creative arts like that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's looking for it. And since nobody's looking for it, it started to douse his creativity. And what's worse, when you produce a creative art, and it goes mainstream, they don't want to pay you for it. Tell the type of shit it is. How you not gonna want to pay me for my work that came out of me? You see what I'm saying? Even worse. You see what I'm saying? How you don't want to pay me for my work that came out of me? You see what I'm saying? That I tapped into. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on here. So you got a lot of blockages with the Muses right now, and they very frustrated because they ain't seeing nothing. Let me tell you the story of one of the Greek characters who decided to go against the Muses. Not only did the Muses fuck that nigga up, cause he was a powerful musician, fucked his ass up. They took his ability to make music, and he pretty much became a shell of himself. Just to show you what happens when your creative forces, when you go against your own creativity for the world. You see what I'm saying? For the world. Your shit lock up on itself and then begins to destroy you from within. That's why you got so many hollow shells walking around. That's why after the first 2 CDs or the first album of your artist, you never really see their true creativity again. They'll give you that first CD. Then after that, after the first CD, sometimes the second CD, after those first 1 or 2 CDs, it's like they trash all of a sudden. It's because they no longer working with their muse. They got ghostwriters now. So they got ghostwriters, you know. So they got ghostwriters. They don't have to put in the work. They don't have to tap into their muse anymore. So they've gotten lazy. You see what I'm saying? They've gotten lazy and stagnant, making money off other people's works at this point. Because they don't rap or whatever, they sell them the songs and they rap it for them. They get paid for it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. Hopefully, the ghostwriters get paid for their works. I'm not really sure how that works. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, we gonna hope that those ghostwriters at least get paid. So even Star Wars, A New Hope, the original Star Wars that came out was ghost written. You see what I'm saying? Ghost written. So the A New Hope, which was originally named The Adventures of Luke Skywalker, was ghost written by another author. You see what I'm saying? So to get started, so I guess George Lucas paid him to write that book, and so it's been a hit ever since. But you see what I'm saying? No creativity in the world anymore. Everything is kind of just, you can feel it in the air. You can like, damn, it feels like death. It feels like death because there's no creation. There's no creativity. Whereas death and creativity don't exist in the same world. And they're in conflict with each other most of the time. If death is happening, then creativity is non-existent because death is transition. So we're in the transitional period. We can either choose to go forth and create these works, like the hashtag said, or we can freeze up, become stagnant forever, and be destroyed. Because we continue to let these elites, these cabal elites, continue to create for us, we're going to find ourselves in a world of trouble. They already creating smart cities. You see what I'm saying? They already doing it. So if they create smart cities, we allow them to create for us. That's the problem. See, if we was taking ownership of our own creation and doing what we were supposed to do with it, we've been good. And I know a lot of times you do create and you don't get no love for it. That's about to change. The Muses are hard at work to shift this energy. You can feel it in the air. All the old contracts pretty much have been set on fire. They've been destroyed at this point. They withering away. I was looking, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I reference Star Wars because it comes out this week. And me just researching Star Wars, I'm like, you know what? A lot of the material has degenerated. Every generation has become worse because the muse known as Star Wars has died off because George Lucas has sold his work. So now somebody else is doing his work for him, and so the muse is dying off. You see what I'm saying? Not because the people are bad at what they do, but the Muses dying. So the force is dwindling in that aspect. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I made this lecture. You see what I'm saying? Now, let me talk to y'all. What is inspiration? I'm going to start with what is creativity. You see what I'm saying? Creativity is your soul's will, divine will, to manifest new things from within you. That is what creativity is. It is your soul's will to manifest new things from within you. Right? Now, this is what inspiration is. Inspiration, it is the force that ignites your creativity. That's why your soul is a spark. What is spark? Spark is nothing but ignited light. You see what I'm saying? Whenever you see a spark, it's been ignited by something. You see what I'm saying? And ignited light is basically spontaneous combustion. You see what I'm saying? Spontaneous explosion of intelligence and information. That's what creativity and inspiration really is. That's what the soul spark really is. We all have this soul inside of us. Well, that's for a reason. We here to create. We are creators, right? Right. Pebbles Alchemy. We here to create. So if we here to create, then we have this soul. Cause this is just a piece of our soul, a portion of it. And it's our job to come down here in this life and gain as much experience to grow that inner light, that inner soul into something, mold it into something, some type of work, some type of process that we can manifest and bring to the planet so that we can create change. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is about. That's what that divine spark inside of you is all about. If you ask why the Creator gave you, why the Creator, and these Gnostic teachers, he always, it always is giving you this divine light, this divine intelligence, because divine just means to dive inside yourself. You see what I'm saying? This divine light, this divine intelligence that's inside of you, this soul that's inside of you, is always giving you this. And it's always a gift, a present. Why is this? Because your internal soul has the eternal creative codes for this time to create change. But the catch, there's always a catch. Like Keanu Reeves told you in the movie Constantine, there's always a catch. The catch is the living air, the force at this time has to choose in your own free will, your own sound mind and body and health to take your internal energy, your internal force, your internal light, and use it, wield it to create whatever you're going to create. You see what I'm saying? It could be advanced alchemical formulas. It could be that beautiful artistic picture. It could be that great sculpture that you was always good at. It could be that beautiful poetic work that you've been working on. It could be that amazing journey of the hero tale you've been dreaming of writing about. You see what I'm saying? It could just be a story of your life. You could be your own hero. You see what I'm saying? Which is what we call autobiographies, right? You can be your own hero. So this is what we're dealing with. This ignition, this spontaneous combustion is a call for it now. It's a call to return back to your soul, because your soul got these codes inside of it and it need to do something with it. But we so busy with the distractions in the world. Hell, even me sometimes, I get distracted. We so busy with the distractions of the world that we're not paying attention to that internal call. I was lucky because at the time, I was writing my book, which I'll be talking about more. At the time, I had that, those spontaneous bursts happening inside of me, and I was just been doing this spiritual thing for some years now, so I was privileged enough to already be in tune with it when it started, this explosion. You see what I'm saying? This process, this spontaneous combustion that's happening inside of me, and I was able to produce that work. Y'all all have this. Y'all all have this inside of y'all. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and use that spark to bring whatever you need to bring in as this. This is the call for these creative works. I don't give a damn what you are, a scientist, an artist, a poet, a a dreamer. Morpheus was the god of dreams in the Matrix, right? And his dreams became reality and saved saved 3 nations actually, because it saved the Matrix itself, the people in there. It saved the fucking machine world because Agent Smith was about to take over it, and it saved the exiles because they asses were next after fucking Agent Smith took over the Matrix and the machine world. You see what I'm saying? So he saved 3 worlds just through dreaming and doing the work to make those dreams come true. So this is what we talking about. This is what we talking about. You see what I'm saying? It's more of a heart-to-heart, channel, from the goddesses telling y'all what's going on here. So this one ain't gonna be too long. It's all about this here, death and rebirth. Creative death and rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Destroying this old shit. It's old, y'all. The music, old. The movies, old. The media, old. You see what I'm saying? 98% of the shit out right now is old. It has birthdays. Old white men and old black men just running around, telling jokes of the good old days. You see what I'm saying? and all the other races. You see what I'm saying? Just running around telling jokes of the good old days and having fun of what was, not what is. What it is that we're in a place where we need change, and it starts with internal combustion and creativity. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of destruction happening. I've seen it in Star Wars. Like, you see the degeneration of it. Each generation got worse. Now we at a point now where the force is dwindling. You see it in they done brought back the Matrix. The Matrix, they got there 20 years old now. You see what I'm saying? They just doing remakes. You see it in media period. Like, most of the movies are remakes now. Terminator, Matrix. The superheroes are more of a newer phenomenon, but even they 20 years old now. Cause Michael J. White Spawn movie, which came out in the 90s, was really sparked the superhero revolution. You see what I'm saying? The comic book revolution. That came out in, I think, 96 or 97. You see what I'm saying? So from 96 to what? 2016? That's what? It was 2019, so we're looking at what? About 23 years? That's old. You see what I'm saying? It's a young adult right now, so it's already mature. It ain't old, but it's a young adult, so it's mature. So what we gonna do next? See, our predecessors, not just our ancestors, our predecessors, we talking about the soul generation, the blues generation, the jazz generation, they continue to create. And you got 120 years worth of different types of music because they continue to create. And then we got the hip hop, and we stopped because we stopped at hip hop because a lot of shit started happening on the planet. A lot of changes started taking place, so we got distracted from that shit. You see what I'm saying? What really stopped the creative process was when the economic collapse happened in 2008 with the real estate and the stock market. That slowed everything down. That fucked everybody up because that fucked their head up. But the first shock was the World Trade Centers collapsing in 2001. Then the second shock was 2008, the crash. You see what I'm saying? And you see what I'm saying? So this is happening. This is happening. You see what I'm saying? So we've been distracted with all the chaos in the world. We not sitting with ourselves and creating. And they don't promote trades in school no more. They don't promote arts in school. They don't promote none of that shit. They treat arts like they treat fucking physics now. You see what I'm saying? The arts now is a fucking 4 + 4 = 8 math equation now. They don't just let them create from within themselves. They give them essays on art, y'all. I know. I studied art history, and I took a couple of art classes. I was privileged to have a good art teacher, who allowed you to just create. You see what I'm saying? So, then those teachers are dying off. He was old. He was in his 60s. You see what I'm saying? He was in his 60s, and that was 9 years ago when I was in his class. You see what I'm saying? He was in his 60s then. So he probably in his 70s or 80s now. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with here. This is what we're dealing with. We got to work on this. We got to work on this because Yeah, the creativity, the Piscean ages version of creativity is over. We now need the Aquarian age version. Whatever that is, that's the beauty of it. Like Bobby Hemming always tell us, it gotta be ridiculous, strange, what the fuck. You see what I'm saying? Aha. Goddamn. You see what I'm saying? You cussing. Like what the fuck that's been. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, what is that? You see what I'm saying? That's what we need to come back now. We need that melanin creativity now. That darkness. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Go in the darkness. Go into your melanin intelligence. Go into your soul intelligence. And get that light knowledge. Get that dark knowledge. And fuse them together and produce your work. You see what I'm saying? Create your alchemy. Alchemy. In alchemy, they got the concept of the magnum opus, the great work, or the culmination of all your life experiences and spiritual knowledge put into this one thing. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We've seen it all our lives. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers creating this one thing and it blows up to be something great. You see what I'm saying? We've been seeing that for 120 years especially. You see what I'm saying? Whether it was an invention, whether it was a mythology, whether it was medium, whether it was a scientific equation, whether, you know, I can go on and on. The list is long, man. The list is long. But in the last 10 or 20 years, since the 90s, we haven't been creating. Because of all these shocks that's happening to our planet. Fucking World Trade Centers. Then we get our economic crash in 2008. Then it gets worse. Now we got natural disasters, so-called natural disasters anyway. Now we getting all other type of crazy shit happening on the planet. So we are distracted by the external forces. But that's a distraction. Don't let that distract you from doing your internal work. I understand it happens, and sometimes it hits home and you have to deal with that when it hits, you know. Sometimes that happens. But that's a test. The test is, can you overcome that? Can you overcome that pain and use that pain to produce beauty? You see what I'm saying? Can you produce beauty from pain? You see what I'm saying? So that's what we need. That's what we need. You see what I'm saying? You got to come with it now. Yeah, that's a call from the Muses. You see what I'm saying? I'm speaking on behalf of the Muses. The forces of creativity, inspiration, enthusiasm, revelation, and realization. You see what I'm saying? Willpower, divine divinity, and the star force and spark luster. You see what I'm saying? So you know, take that stardust inside of you and use it to mold something. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. Creative works, y'all. That's what happened. Death and Rebirth. Shit, it's our time now. It's our time now. I'm gonna come back later with another video, probably tomorrow, hopefully. You know, if I get my chance, either tomorrow or Tuesday. But definitely, I'm coming with another video talking about another aspect, you know, of this creativity we need. You see what I'm saying? This fire we need to learn to go within and re-access. What up, Patrice? Because you got so many popular things that is dead. Listen to hip hop now. It's not hip hop. Nas told us in 2009 hip hop is dead. 2009 or 2010 when the music came out. I get up 2012. It made to 2012 after that. After he made that. You know, so it was a 3-year extension on it. Cause they kind of woke everybody up like, all right, we need to do something with this. Now, life after 2012 is dead. You know, what I call it Google rap. That's what it's called now, Google rap. You see what I'm saying? And Google sing. Hell, they don't even really sing no more. Hell, when the last time you heard a real good R&B song or neo soul song? Hell, you don't get that much. Hell, very few people come out with that. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta bring it now. You know, you got what Shaka Khan said. You gotta go through the fire now. You know, go through it. Whatever you need to go through, whatever hells you need to go through to create these new heavens. You see what I'm saying? And the heaven is already inside of you. Hell inside of you. But shit, you gotta go through that hell to create this heaven right now. That's the whole test. The whole alchemy of this material experience. You see what I'm saying? And the only way you're going to get there is through the guidance of your soul. You see what I'm saying? And melanin. through the guidance of your soul and melanin and the force. You see what I'm saying? So there y'all go. So I hope this helped. I wanted to put this out there, so get it in, go out there, make your creative dreams a reality, because dream and reality are one and the same. I don't know why the motherfuckers be pretending in life, and it ain't. Hell, like I said, if you think dream and reality ain't the same, go watch the Matrix movies. Morpheus showed us that dream and reality are one. He dreamed the dream. And that dream was there. He thought that dream was taken from him, but no, there was necessary chaos to create the new world that he dreamed of. You see what I'm saying? There was necessary chaos that was needed to produce this new world that he was dreaming of. But he still held on even after that shake up. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the movie, what you see him do? You seen him walk into his dream. Nah, you seen, better yet, you seen him walk through his dream and for the first time observe the reality of what he was dreaming. You see what I'm saying? And that's called, and anytime you use your you use your force to effect change on the physical, that's alchemy. You see what I'm saying? You use your internal force, your internal light, your internal darkness to affect and create change on the physical, that's alchemy. You see what I'm saying? That's what that is, alchemy. So there y'all go. I take questions now. That's pretty much the biggest of it. Any questions? Any questions? Right, peppers of the subconscious reality. It's true reality. Because your subconscious reality is your God reality. And yes, the alchemy is learning how to pull that God reality out of you into the physical plane. Yep. What's up, John? So yes, if y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to end it with go forth and create, and don't let nobody stop you. You are the gods. No, you the elder gods and the elder goddesses. The great ones, the great old ones, the ancient ones, who are come back to in the midst of all this chaos, all this hell, all this destruction, create something from the ashes. You see what I'm saying? And anytime you create something from the ashes, what happens? A phoenix bursts out of it. And that's ascension. You see what I'm saying? Spreads its wings and rises up through the ashes and produces a new form of alchemy. And that's what we call ascension. You see what I'm saying? So get your some. Use your knowledge yourself to do whatever needs to be done to produce your motherfucking works. You feel me? Don't worry. I know right now it seems like you're creating your works and you ain't getting no love for it. But it's about to be a great event on this planet that shakes this shit up and fucking destroys the old thought process of the Piscean energy so that these Aquarian energies can fully come in and your creative works will be so appreciated because you've already mastered your works and they will be so useful for this next generation who is coming. You see what I'm saying? So hold on. Don't give up on your creative works, even if you ain't making a lot of money on it, because it's coming. This destruction, this death of this old Piscean energy and this old thought process of creativity got to be a certain way or a certain thing is dying. You see what I'm saying? It's being killed. 2020 is the death year, the death force. You see what I'm saying? It's the death force. Every year after 2020, it's the rebirth. The Osarian energy. You see what I'm saying? Death and rebirth. The Lord of the underworld breaking free out the underworld back into the overworld to fuck this shit up with some new energy and some new force and some new light and some new darkness. Hell, shit. So best believe, go ahead, start working on your creative works now. By 2023, you're gonna see a whole new ball game, and you're gonna be so fucking happy you stuck with your creative works. You see what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be so needed by 2023. Cause everybody about to wake up between 2020 and 2022 and say, fuck this shit, oh, I'm done with it. Watch, see what I tell you. Mark my words. There you go, Jubilee. The year of the ram, the reset, the Aryan energy. You see what I'm saying? That which has come again to start anew. You see what I'm saying? The fire, the flames of rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Has come again. So best believe this is happening. This is happening. But we gotta get this old shit out the way first. So you're gonna see the last little remnants of everything that's supposed to happen, and it's gonna dwindle off into the ethers, the void, or whatever. We're gonna let it go and pass on. We're gonna let the last episode of Star Wars go and pass on. We're gonna let the last few matrices go and pass on so they can be done. You know, cause after that, it's over with. Hell, Matrix, Star Wars, they got one more Avatar coming out, and shit, that's gonna be it. There ain't gonna be too much more fucking creation unless we create it. You see what I'm saying? It's just gonna be on repeat from that point on. It's on repeat now, but they pretending like they got something to create still. When they don't even let they people create like that now. They in a fucking shell. All that's about to come to an end. All that's about to be destroyed. Quick, fast, and the herd. That Shango hammer about to come down on their ass and fuck this shit up. That rain lightning. You see what I'm saying? The immortal combat coming for their ass. In these frequencies, and it's about to shock their minds, shock their systems. Like Static Shock always tell you, I'm gonna bring a shock to your system, and fuck up that old Piscean energy, and they ain't gonna have no choice but to fucking allow this pure creation to go forth and create and do what it do best, bring new forms of alchemy. So there y'all go. That being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Share this with your friends. Check out my coalitions on the Midnight Order. And I'm out. Peace.